Okay, I found them. Well, I have a couple different kinds. These I think might be a little too heavy. These are more for a hardcover book, so I think we'll use these. These also I got at Amazon. These are kind of thin, but they do work well on paperback journals. A lot of the journals that I normally make are hardback journals, but I do make some paperback journals. They look nice on the corner of boxes too. These are really thin, so keep that in mind when you purchase these from Amazon, that they are real thin. They bend real easy, which sometimes comes in handy depending on what you're putting them on. But just so you know. Okay. And I have picked out some laces here. This I've got from Pamela Joy. And I thought that might match nicely. This one is also from Pamela Joy. And this piece also is from Pamela Joy. And this is from Asia. And we also have this piece from Asia that we might use. Not need, but use. And then I have just some white that we may use, and some black on my spindle here. So I think the first thing that I like to do is cover my string on my spine. So I'm going to pick one of these to do that with, and I'm not sure which one yet. I'm thinking of using this of Asia's. I really like this. And I think it goes well with this paper. I do like that. Maybe not quite as far over. Let me trim up this even. Maybe trimming it again when we're done too. I don't want to cover the butterfly completely up, but I don't mind if he's just peeking out. So let's try that. We'll start there. First of all, I'm going to get my mat. Sometimes I forget to put him up here. I don't want glue all over my workspace, so. And I apologize, it's very, very old. So it's very dirty and stained and well used and loved. Okay, we'll start. Put something heavy on that end to hold it down so I can work here. I'm going to go up just a little bit because then we'll have to trim that, but I'd rather trim it than have it crooked. This is very pretty trim. Okay. Let me get my in here, so I'm definitely going to need it on the back side. I'm also putting the glue right on that string, and that will also give you some extra reinforcement of that string. Just gonna eyeball this real quick here. Oops, cut my string off. That wasn't good. Well, I'll just have one string, I guess. Shows I wasn't thinking very well, doesn't it? Try not to cut your string off if you want to use it. And when I make journals that I sew on, I will leave all those excess little strings hanging on there. Some people really like that on there. I don't particularly, but a lot of people do like it. And I'd rather leave them so they can cut them off if they don't like them, rather than cut them off and then want them on there. Because you can always cut things off, but you can't add them as easily. So that way, if they like them, they can leave them. And if they don't, they can cut them off. When I remember, that is, because I'm so used to. All right, let me move my string on my waist and try not to cut that one. Of course, I may end up cutting it anyway because something just popped in my head, idea, instead of having beads dangling down. I was kind of looking at this, and this was giving me a little bit of inspiration, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut some of these flowers off, and I want 4 of them. And there are 2 different kinds. All right. We're going to open our book. I'm going to take the 2 that are alike. Oh my goodness, that's smelly. And we're going to lay our, turn it the way we want it. Lay our string in there. Hold still here. And sandwich him in there. Okay. I need something. Well, just going to take this little piece of this plastic, since it's inside on my pages, I'm going to lay it on there to dry. That way it won't stick to my page. And this one will stick out further, so we won't have that problem. And you can make these either stick out or make them stay inside the journal. It doesn't matter. Putting where you want them. At least I would say halfway through your flower, so it has a good hold. Whoops. Come on. Get on there. And then I just kind of match the flowers up. Okay, that one will hold there. I'm gonna wrap this around until it dries well, because we're gonna continue working on the outside since I'm lacking for time. All right. Not sure if I've used E6000 on these before, and I've used art glitter glue, and it has worked. Oh, come here. Trying to run away from me. I've never used Fabri-Tac on these, so I'm not sure if that would work or not, but we'll use art glitter because I know I have used that before. Putting a liberal amount. Make sure I get it turned the right direction. And this will kind of tell you too if your cuts on your papers are straight. Now these, I would rather have too much glue than not enough glue. Because you want to make sure that they're going to hold. Try to get it to lay straight. All right. Now let's see, what else do we want to do to our front here? I was thinking I had a couple of these cut, maybe I didn't. But let's cut a couple just in case. I like to buy the lace with the individual flowers on it that you can cut off, because you can use it as whole lace or cut the flowers off, which is pretty nice. I don't know, these might be a little too light with, I like this darker color with this. It makes that flower really pop. Let's see, do we want to, oops. Which way do you go? This way. And turn it a bit before that dries if I want to run that down the side. Let's see. It might be already. Nope. It takes a little longer to dry that way. I have a little right here that's sticking up. Okay, sliding these just ever so slightly, making sure that it's connecting with that metal everywhere. And I think we're going to run this right down the front. Okay. I think I want to take it on over. Why not? Turn the corner, gonna fold that ever so slightly. Use that to hold that down. Well, maybe. Get my clamp. I'm gonna use this little clamp to hold that in place until it dries well. Continue up the side. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Come with me. Ooh, I could put the black on there too. That would look pretty too. Okay. Do the same thing here, just tuck it, fold it ever so slightly. Kind of like when you're putting a pleat in it. Time to get me another clamp here. Listen here, you are going to stay right there. You are being stubborn. Like it or not, you're staying. Sometimes you gotta show this stuff who's the boss. Alright, we're gonna cut this off. There we go. And we will do this to the back too because we have enough of that left. It doesn't take a lot, just till it starts getting tacky, and then it will hold itself. Come on. Get up there where you belong. Oh, this one is just being really stubborn, isn't it? Let me hold it here for a minute. It needs a little extra coaxing to go where I want it to go. Okay. Hold that. All right. And I'm going to use this clamp to clamp that metal down now so it doesn't move on us while we're continuing to work. All right. Good. Okay. Now, let's see how thick this black is. See, that would have been pretty with ribbon running through it too. So many pretty things that you can do with these. I'm thinking of taking maybe one of these flowers and putting it right here in this middle. I do like that. Let's see what we got on this one. These are roses. I don't like that as well because it doesn't match this. These match this flower really well. So I think we're going to use it. It's the same, almost same kind of flower. And I think it will look beautiful right there. Oh, that is pretty. I do like that a lot. I do. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and flip them over, and we'll put the lace on this back side. And it will be much easier to put it on before we put the metal corner thingies on. Okay. Make sure we got it going the right direction. Some laces it's really hard to tell which direction it's supposed to go. More clamps here. I need to go to the Dollar Tree and get a couple of those little tiny clamp sets they have that are like this, but they're really small. Okay, and we'll continue up this side. Blue's little dress is sliding off. Okay. And I know sometimes when you guys ask me to show you things, it may take a while before I can get to it. Especially since I'm promoting people's kits, it has to kind of have something to do with their kit. And some kits I get carried away with, and I want to show you as much as I can of what you can do with the different kits. So you have different ideas to go by, because some people just think that you can only use them for journals, and you really can. There's so much more you can do with them. Journals, there's junk mail journals, there's envelope journals, cards. You can cover boxes with the paper. Just so many different things that you can use them for. Okay. While that's drying for just a minute, it won't take very long. Well, actually, let me go ahead and put this on too. First, go ahead and put these on before I forget to put them on. Oops, I'm gonna have to go down a little further. A little longer than I was expecting it to be. I had a couple of people tell me that my eyeball and stuff gets pretty precise, and I've done it this way for so many years that it just becomes second nature to you after a while. All right, let's see if I can unhook that. Let's be able to unhook that. Should be able to unhook that and move up to the metal piece. Let's unhook that and move up to the metal piece. Get it where I want it. Get it where I want it. Before I clamp that down though, I'm gonna clean up this excess a little bit. Okay, probably should do that with this one too. Okay, I will clamp you down, get you to hold on there, and we can turn it back over. Okay. I ordered these while this is drying. I just wanted to show you these really quick. I got these from Amazon. I think, let me double think again. Yeah, I did. I got them from Amazon. They're little, like, locket pieces. And I want to find one here because I want to show you something that you can do with these. Find a pretty one. Well, let's do this one with the two little birds on it. You can either put stones in these. Sorry about the noise. You can put stones in them. You can put pictures in them. Basically, anything that you want to put in them. I'm going to show you these ephemera again because we're going to use them. I'm going to use those in this book, but I'm not going to have time today, and this is probably a Saturday video, so my week for this kit is up. But I will on Monday when we do the promotion Monday to show the next week's kit. I will do a flip through of this completed so that you can see what I did do. What I'm trying to do is find something that will fit in there. That might work, but not exactly what I had in mind. Let me look through this ephemera real quick. See what we got. Oh, those would probably fit in there. Maybe most of that one. Still looking for the perfect one for it. I don't really want to waste the little thing. Maybe we'll have to do it with a different kit or something, because those are just not working for me. But basically, you can take one of these kits that has a small picture that you can cut out that will fit in here, that you really, really like. And then you can use the glossy accents on top of it. And you can stickles it too, to make it sparkly inside there. But if you build your glossy accents up in there, it will look like it was made to be in there. And then you can hang it on your journal. You can glue it on your journal, however you want to do with it. I won't use it on this one because I have silver accents and I don't really like mixing my metals. And not that it's a bad thing if you do. Some people like that. I just normally like to keep them the same. If I'm using silver, then I want to use any metal accents that I use. I want to be silver, but that's just me. There are a lot of people who like to mix them, and I'm gonna have to get out of my comfort zone because before too long I have a kit from Banya Mishra from SS Designs. The next one I'm doing of hers is because I'm on her design team, sort of, is steampunk. I couldn't think of what it was called. It's steampunk, and I have never made a steampunk journal, but I have an idea in mind, and we'll see how it works out for it. Sometimes it takes me a while. I have to, especially if it's something I'm unfamiliar with, it takes me a while. I have to look at the kit and look at the kit and look at the kit, and then sometimes something will pop in my head. Oh, let's try this. So we'll see. I'm hoping that will happen. And I'm going to try to start working on that this upcoming week. Of course, because of my weekly promotions, I won't have it on there throughout the week, but I will put it up as a Saturday or Sunday video, or a Saturday and Sunday video. Okay, I think this is dry now, so we can take that off. And how are we doing here on time? Oh, not as bad as I thought. I don't think. Oh, it's really hard to see that up there at that angle. But this is what we have so far. So let's see. I think that's really enough for the front because this paper has got so much going on in it anyway that we don't want to detract from that. So we don't want to do too awful much on there. So let's check out our envelopes. Did I see if I... Nope, I didn't. Haha, I did not. Make our little thumb hole. That one anyway I didn't cut. I thought for sure one of them I did, but yep, this one. So let's see. We can either glue this side back closed or we can glue the top closed and use it as a side pull, and I think that's what we're going to do. We'll make this one a side pull. And let's see, now we have others. And we have two others because we have two other sides. Let's see how we did with this one. Yep, but I want this one to be a top pull. So this one, we'll glue this side back closed. Okay. And this one. Let's make this one a side pull. Well, no, it's already a top and I didn't cut it, so let's make it a top pull. Just because we can. Okay. Okay. There's that one. And we have this one yet. Okay, so we'll make this one a top because it's already there. Just to save time. Okay. Now, this, it just hangs off a little bit. I think I'm going to put it on there anyway. I love this one here. And I'm okay with it hanging off the bottom a little bit. Okay. I don't have any glue hanging off. I don't. I love this piece right here. I really do. Okay. Let's see. Oop, oop, oop. Let's put that one on there. I think I want it to go this way though. Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm going to grab me a paper towel real fast. so much better than the Kleenexes do. All right. Let's see. I like this color. I like the color of this. This was just a piece of scrap I had from one of the other pages, or the cards or something. And I like the way that looks on there. Okay. And we have some tags. There it is. I was going to say, I know I had a bigger one hiding from me. Okay. Let's poke a hole in it. Get back here. Oh, I didn't grab ribbon, did I? I have this piece that I took off of that, what we used for our, to cover our spine. A little piece of scrap, and I think it'll look nice in here. Yeah, see, I like that. That'll be sticking out then. Okay, let's see. No, I didn't put one in. Well, we'll go back through and do the tags right now. I just want to cover these. Don't want that there. I could cut some of these down, but I really don't want to cut them down. Oh, I could put that on there. Let's do that. Put this on there. Kind of, well, wait a minute. Did I use all the music paper? Let me get a piece of it. I want to tear a piece of this music paper. I'm going to ink it real fast. And remember, if you tear toward you, you get a deep core. And if you tear away from you, then you don't get much white core. I like it when it gives you a lot of white core and then you cover it with ink because it just stands out so well. And we're just going to put this on here. And then put this over top of it. let it stick out, like collaging a little bit here. And then somewhere. There it is. I was going to say, now I had a little like stamp. And we're going to put him right here. Get us another piece of this scrap. Almost like organza or something along that lines. I need to take a day and just cut out some more die cuts. Okay, come here, you. It was already open. I'm trying to open it and it's already open. Okay. I will put something on the back of these too. Right now I'm just working on the front part. Okay. This. That off. It's a really good way to use up your scraps because they're too pretty to throw away. I've noticed though with these kits I really don't have a whole lot of scraps left, which is good. Okay. That's pretty, isn't it? I think if I do that, I stick some of these coming out. Like that. I like that. Okay. Just glue them down. Just gonna eyeball it. Oops. Okay. I want it to go this way. That's pretty. Very pretty. Okay. another piece of this. I'm just going to eyeball this real fast so it doesn't take me forever. Make sure I get that straight. Okay. Love those leaves in there. Okay. All right, let's do the back side. This one kind of be in the middle. Yeah, like that. Come out there. Okay. Whoops. Bent that one down, didn't I? Get these little cards in there. Okay. This is a good way to use up your scraps in a very pretty way. That's it. These in here back to back. Have some journaling cards to write on. Okay. Trim that a little more. Warm in here today. Okay. think I'm going to take these little short strips that I have. And these two pieces. Make a collage on this page. Maybe. Not sure if I like that. No, I don't really like that. Could put that there. And I use this like a pocket. I do like that. Let's do that. There they are. It was hiding from me. Get my little scrappy pieces. Come on, get in there. Okay. You want to be stubborn. Come on. There we go. Goodness, I wanted to be stubborn, didn't it? Maybe this one here, this one here. Makes a nice little pocket. I may just put the pockets and don't do any other pockets or anything throughout. So I always hear from people that they want more room to write. So this will give them plenty of room to write and plenty of room to add what they want to add. I always try to keep that in mind, that people like to add their own things. So I try not to go overboard. I don't always succeed, but I try. Oh, come on. I think, no, that's not enough. That's not enough. Well, like that. Oh, I like that. Excuse me. let's do that. That'll give it just enough and we can use that like a belly band. It'll help I open the glue. But make sure I had the right side. There are a bunch of people outside today. It must be nice out. Aha, I like that. All right. Oops. This is our first one. This will fray some, which I think will look nice on there. Just about right there. And I think I want to make the bottom straight. Okay. I'll do that same type of thing to this. We'll trim this off a bit. All right. And I think I'm going to put that right there as a pocket on that. Because this one is the one that is actually a tier pocket. So you have a pocket here, you have a pocket here, you have a pocket here, you have a pocket here. And I think we're going to take this little piece of scrap. And put it right there. Hopefully, without hindering our pocket. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Then we have our little flowers that are dry. I wish that was hanging out just a little bit more, but it is peeking out, so that's all right. This is dry enough. Now, get a piece of ribbon. Let's see. Sorry about that. Running low on my ribbons. I guess we'll use this one. I thought I had one this color, but I guess I don't. I guess I don't. Trying to throw my stuff away. Trying to throw my rivets away. This is kind of like an organza ribbon. I thought maybe the holes in this were big enough. I'm trying to find the middle. That I could get it through there, but I'm not sure if that's the case. No, it's not. I could have used a needle. I think we'll just use it as a tie. This is very pretty. I think we'll tie it right there. All right, come on. And I like those long. I always forget which direction to cut that. I don't know why. All right. So the only scraps that I have left right now is this. Now, I did find these in the drawer when I was looking for these, and I thought we might put one on there if I can see one that matches very well. And I kind of like this one. This is Friends, or this one says Heritage, which really not. I like that one. I think we'll use him. Now we'll just decide where we want him. Do we want it down there or do we want it up here? Again, I'm not sure because it doesn't match the silver. Am I just being too picky? I kind of like it on there, but that's really throwing me off. And I also think it's maybe way too heavy for this book. It is kind of heavy. Yeah. We'll save them for another project. I kind of like it just plain like it is because it's so pretty. But we do have That's a little fairy. I was thinking of this little moon up there would be pretty. And I think we'll just attach him with the bulb pin right up there at the top. Thought I had a pink one, but I guess I don't. It's either silver or white. Let's use the silver. And we'll just put him on the bulb pin. And then hook the bulb pin to the lace. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. That works for me. Hope it works for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, anybody who does digital kits and would be interested in having me promote your digital kit on my channel, between my channel and the UCC group, we have quite a few people who watch and do subscribe to people and go to their stores. So if you would be interested in something like that, just give me a send me a message or an email or what have you, and we will get it set up and worked out. But again, this is Shawna Meeuwsen's kit, and that is designs by Meeuwsen Art on Etsy. We've done the water element collection, which was the journal that we did with the lighthouse on it. And we made cards and made a journal with the fire elements kit, which is what this one is. To show you just some different ways you could use it, different versatility of them, and how they look in different aspects. So, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you make any of these projects that we make on my YouTube channel, I appreciate it very much if you put the picture down below, because I'd like to see what you made. I love to see people's new ideas and new takes on things. I just think it's awesome. So have a great day. Show the girls below some love. Make sure you watch our UCC videos on Mondays for the YouTube channels that we're promoting that week. And coming up before too long, either be next weekend probably or the weekend after, we will be doing Banya's kit, her steampunk kit. We'll be working with that. I'm working on a commission journal that I will have been trying to record a lot of that. So once I get it done and shipped to her, I can put that up for you also. What else do we have coming up? I have a black and white bee kit that I'm going to be working on coming up before too awful long, I hope. I've been really wanting to work on that for a long time. I just have not had the time to get to it yet. But that's on my goal in the next couple of months to get to working on that. If you have any suggestions of things you'd like to see me make on my channel, I would be more than happy to figure out how to do it if I don't already know, and do it for you. So, and of course, anything that I do on my channel, I'm old school. I just go for it and do it. There's no rhyme or reason sometimes for it, or no reason why I do things a certain way. It's just the way I've learned to do it before all the YouTube and people showing you how to do it. So it's just kind of my way, and I'm not saying my way is the right way, because that is probably way untrue. It's just the way I do it, the way that's easier for me, or easiest for me. And I hope you enjoy it. You guys have a great day. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.